just keep coming after it.
Talk about the experience of working with your uncle for the very first time, sharing screen space.
Wow, okay. Now this is like from the time I kind of made it in my career that I knew I'll do this at some point in my life, and I just wanted it to not be cliche, to be cool, to be something that we can consistently revisit those characters over and over again. And I couldn't have asked for anything better than Rana Naidu, and with these fine filmmakers, Karan and Suparn, and Netflix, so I'm very, very happy.
And finally, what does a fixer really do? If you had to answer that in a sentence.
Well, the day you have a problem, you will give me a call and you'll know what a fixer does.
But just like most people here, I have countless problems, so we'll have to put that into a list and come back.
Problems that aren't legal, that aren't... That's the reason you need a fixer.
Fair enough, fair enough. Let's turn to Naga, aka Venkatesh Garu. We've got some big fans in the house, and those of you who are watching this digitally as well, I'm sure all of us have a huge smile on our faces. Talk to us about Naga the character, and how is it to work with your nephew?
Naga the character, I mean, this guy is the most unpredictable guy. I mean, I've done many characters, but this character has been really special. It's a very different character, very unusual character, and it's got so many shades of emotions. I mean, there's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad in this guy. He's quite a fun guy, but you're going to hate him at times, you're going to love him at times. That's the best part. And but the thing is, he's wherever he goes, there's a lot of bad things happening, right? That's the whole problem with this guy. He's in a real mess always. He wants to get close to his family, but it doesn't really happen. I mean, my kids, these guys really hate me. I don't know why. I just want to get close to them, but these guys just, no. They're too stiff, these guys. You know? And I'm trying to make it easy, but it's not happening. But he's a little scary also, this guy. I mean, that's the best part. And I've never done anything like this. And I've enjoyed working. I mean, I got to do so many, explore my emotions in such a different way. I got to do so many new expressions, and I'm really happy and to be thankful to Karan and Suparn. They really encouraged me right from day one. They were more confident that I could deliver, and even Netflix, the team of Netflix, they were very keen on having me on more this wonderful series, Rana Naidu. Thank you, all of you. So I think I've tried my best, and let's see. I hope you guys like the trailer. I mean,
Yes.
thank you so much.
If you loved it, then you tell him with a big round of applause and some cheers in our house, guys. Venkatesh Garu, you told us that Naga is the kind of character that you love sometimes and you hate sometimes. But I'm sure we'd love to hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it to work with your nephew for the very first time?
It was fantastic. I mean, it was really wonderful, and I got to work with my nephew Rana, and he's done a wonderful job. I mean, but the thing, like Rana was saying, it is not the usual kind of family drama. So, I mean, being soft with him and singing a song, you know. I mean, that's what they expect in regular films, me and my nephew coming together. But this was really hard-hitting with some hard-hitting dialogues. Well, you've seen some of them. This poor guy, he keeps getting... but it was really nice, and I'm really glad I got to do this. And there's a lot of work in this, yeah.
There was a lot of animosity when we saw the trailer. So were those emotions sort of natural, or you had to act when you saw your nephew opposite you?
No, the beauty of this Naga Naidu is it came out so well. I mean, so natural. And I was surprised with myself that I could express those expressions. And like I said, Karan and Suparn were there always to encourage me. And there was some magic happening out there that I could see on the sets, and I just loved it.
We can certainly see that magic ourselves as well. We cannot wait to unveil the entire series and binge watch it. Next up, Monica, I'd like to ask you what the most rewarding part of the show was and is. And what do you think is the heart and the core essence of this action-packed show?
I think first and foremost, I want to just thank everyone for being here.
and cheering this absolute cracker of a masala entertainer on Netflix. And also I want to give a big shout out to Sundar Aaron, our producer. And yes, when he brought the story to us and the conversations from there on, and then Karan and Sukaran, so huge shout out to the three of them for making this possible. And I think the most rewarding part, I would say, was the whole journey of making. The team at Netflix, everyone in my team, Tanya, Karishma, Vishaka, everyone who's been a part of the journey from the beginning, and really getting Rana and Venki. If I just have to say one thing, the show wouldn't be what it is, and I think Sundar can add, and Karan and Suparan to this. The show wouldn't be what it is, but for these two gentlemen, the entire cast. I think the way they have really performed on screen and how they've just, there is what you write on paper, and then there is the magic that you see on screen. And I think Rana Naidu just packs in every bit of entertainment and plot twists and thrilling. And guys, let me just say this, please do not expect Netflix to always do heavy shows. This is an absolute mass entertainer. And that's how we've designed it. We love it. And I think everyone's going to really sort of wonder what the next thing that Rana does or Venki does is. And that's the fun of the show.
Fantastic. So well put. Thank you so much, Monica. Next up, I'd like to speak to Sundar and find out what the most challenging part of the show was when you had to make it. And what was it like working with these two powerhouse performers headlining the show?
Okay, thank you everybody for coming out and supporting the show. Working with these two powerhouse superstars was, I wish I could say it was hard. It was easy. They're absolute professionals, to be honest with you, and that spread throughout the whole show. The amount of wonderful performances that you're going to see in the show will blow you away, the depth. Of course, led by Rana and Venki, I couldn't have asked for two more wonderful collaborators. And of course, Suparan and Karan, who really led us all the way through. It was amazing.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. Before I pointedly ask the next question, who is the actual fixer on the set? I'd really like to know.
Netflix. They're the ones
Everybody's pointing to the director. But who are you going to be pointing at? That's what we'd like to know.
Suparan is the fixer of the mood on the set.
You should have a playlist.
जब मन होगा तभी करेगा
We are the fixers on set, but as far as the mood is concerned, on set, we have a very interesting playlist which plays Spotify playlist. And let it be known, Netflix does some adult content, so does our music playlist.
What's the name of the playlist now? Everybody wants to find it.
Now I definitely need to know what's on that playlist. Give us a little bit of a hint. You've told us, you've given us, half of the story, at least completed. What was the, okay, we'll start with that. What was the playlist for?
We'll start a family feud if you kind of ask us about the playlist, because everybody has different versions of it, but it sets the mood.
In a good way.
That's a proper fix, man. That's a proper fix.
Thank you so much. So, tell us about your character, Naina, and what makes her special.
Oh, okay. She's so much. Naina is so much. She's fierce. She's strong. She's soft. She's vulnerable. And what I like most about her is that I find her pretty fearless in making sacrifices towards her topmost priority, which is her kids and her family. She'd do anything to keep that together. And I think that's what made it very, very special every time, every day I walked onto that set, to bring in that strength, that power to Naina's part in every possible scene. And of course, it was great working with Rana. I think, huh?
Monica, we'll give him the mic.
Yeah, you did.
Something to add. You did. You
So
did.
it's
You
better
did.
to say that.
He sort of like leaned towards her and then she's like, oh yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, but that's the chemistry, right?
Absolutely, and we can see that. But who is more intimidating in their character, Rana or Naga, according to you?
Oh, hands down, Naga sir. Hands down.
When was the last time a wife got intimidated by her husband?
That's true. That's true.
Good point, good point. Let's speak to Abhishek and Sushant here. Father or son, whose side is your character on and why?
Just remember, you're the sons too. You're the sons too, just say.
Yeah, I know this is out of syllabus. I think we're not supposed to be on anyone's side.
I mean, this
Really?
is,
I took the character wrong then. I don't know. I don't know. My heart tells me to like be by the side of the father, but then he always makes the son do the wrong stuff, which is like great because that's the kind of father you need. But then.
The father you want, but
Yeah,
not the kind of father you need.
Sorry, Baba. I mean, he was very righteous. But you know, but I think Rana, the character, the elder brother, is quite cool. So I think any Jaffa or any younger brothers, they would want to, probably grow up to be Rana. So yeah, it's like both ways. Diplomatic answer, huh? Yeah. Thank God I had brothers. I'm basically a single child, but in the show I had like two strong brothers. तो दिल्ली में कहते हैं कि बैक है मेरी, तो मुझे वो वाली फील आई ये शो करके कि मेरी बैक है. They'll sort it out.
so because you were a single child and you didn't have brothers, so you probably didn't know how it was to be around boys as well, right? Within the family. So did you get bullied? Was there any sort of like ragging that happened?
He used to rag me because he's also my college senior. He happens to be my college senior, so he used to rag me a lot. In fact, bully me, guys. I was bullied on set by Sushant Singh. Apollo.
That tells you a lot about this Naidu family. I am on the side of Naidus, by the way. Huh? No father, no son, on side of Naidus. So, basically, इस फिक्सर के फैमिली में इसको लगता है कि ये फिक्सर है. He is trying to fix the family till Naga steps in, और तब इसको लगता है कि नहीं, नायडूस का कुछ नहीं हो सकता. बिकॉज नागा जहां पांव रखता है तो पीछे पीछे ट्रेल ऑफ डिस्ट्रक्शन, और सबसे पहला तो 3 डिस्ट्रक्शन ये छोड़ के गया, 3 बच्चे. सो या फिक्सर के फैमिली को फिक्सर चाहिए. सो वी आर इन सर्च ऑफ दैट.
But what about that accusation? You didn't respond to it.
I cleverly changed the topic.
Which is exactly why I'm catching it right now and then asking you about it again.
So I'll change the topic again. नहीं, मेरा कॉलेज का जूनियर है, तो बनता है ना, तो करूंगा, बनता है ना.
Right, okay. Gaurav, tell us about your character, please.
I play a character called Prince Reddy. Prince Reddy has a long journey in the show. He starts off about 10 years ago when he's an upcoming superstar down south, and then comes down to Mumbai, becomes a much bigger star. And he brings along Rana with him from Hyderabad. So they share a journey, they share a bond, they also share a past that they would like to forget, but of course there is Naga sir there to make sure that no one never forgets. And he's that flashback you don't want to have, but he keeps coming back, that nightmare. But yeah, I mean, very, very layered and very, very complicated and so much fun to play. Completely out of my comfort zone. So I'm very, very happy that I've done this. I hope that I don't regret doing this, but I don't think I will.
I'm sure you won't. You definitely won't. And Priya, this is your second show with Rana. How is this different?
This is my first show.
The second time you're working
Oh,
with
this is
Rana.
the first time I'm actually working with Rana. The last one was a Telugu social. It was a show we did.
Oh yeah, I played a cameo.
Yeah, this is, yeah. So we got
I didn't
the
show it.
info right, I'm guessing. Yeah. Yeah, talk to us
We
about
were
the
in the
experience.
same show, but him and I didn't have any scenes together, so it's pretty different. So this time we share a very interesting relationship, Rana and Mandira, the character I'm playing. So it's very different because I actually got to work with him, share screen space and, do scenes with him. So the first one he was just there for like, I think,
I shot for 3 hours.
Yeah, literally. He was just, a special appearance. So yeah, but I'm pretty excited to see how it's all turned out.
Thanks, Priya. Thanks very much. Karan and Suparn, we'd obviously like to talk to you about what the audiences can look forward to in this series.
Well, as all of these guys have already said, and especially Monica, in terms of how it's a big fun action masala entertainer, so to speak, and I'm really, really thrilled to have this cast, and that's really what I feel is what everyone's going to be looking at, and that is, the absolute top-notch performances that we have from each of these guys and all the others. There's lots of twists and turns, and the story is pretty layered. It's pretty breakneck, and there's lots of surprises at every turn. And I think the one real surprise element is Venki Mama, who's really going to surprise a lot of people going forward.
Were there any real-life instances that inspired elements of the story?
I'll answer the first part of what he was talking about, then Karan will talk about what inspired. I think the biggest thing that people will see in this show, especially, is I think each and every actor in this show has stepped out of their comfort zone. I don't think you will see anyone, or every single actor on stage has ever played a role like this, ever. I think at times they questioned themselves and their sanity, including us, as to what we were doing, but they trusted us with the process of going through with it, and the results are out there to see. It's really been a leap of faith for every single actor.
No, the way Gaurav said it, that he doesn't hope he. That's a very loaded line there, because he, for example, has gone out of his skin. It's such a all sorts of out of the box. All sorts of strange terms are coming to my head right now, since I can't probably say publicly, but. He's really stepped up, for example, and as have all these guys, like every single person, like especially for Venki sir, it's just like a huge moment, I think, and I'm so privileged to have been the one, just at the right place at the right time to be there to witness that and help it along the way. No, it's a fictional show, guys, so it's not really. There are real fixers out there. I haven't met them, or I haven't needed them, rather, thankfully.
That's a good thing.
so it's all in our heads. We have friends in high places. I think they have them when we need to, so it's all good. You have that one friend you call it midnight, right?
Yeah.
Which is.
Now we all have that friend, ladies and gentlemen, that we can go to. We are in a spot of bother. But my big question to all of you is, whose side are you on? Rana or Naga? Venkatesh Garu is like, what is this?
I'm a producer, I have to say Netflix's side.
I would say Netflix. That's the safest answer. So, Netflix.
As the character, I want them to be on my side. Sachai ke saath.
क्या बात है? Oh my God.
जिधर से पेमेंट मिले उधर.
We all understand that, don't we? We all relate to it.
I'm in a tough one, yeah. Bharta.
That means husband in Telugu.
You play.
Yeah, it has to be the husband. I would assume that.
I was inclined towards him, so I think it will be Naga.
Okay, and Naga has to be on his own side, so we'll obviously skip the question. Or do you have a different answer?
Me.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Let's pass it on.
That's it. Exactly.
And Naga, Mr. Naga, do you have an answer for us?
Well, if it's Naga, hero count, star count, अरे क्या बात है? I mean, I don't have an answer. No, but sorry. But it's Netflix show. I mean, we have to do. You guys are going to be the. I'm going to side you guys. Okay.
Sir?
So I've never been to a beauty pageant, but I think this is my opportunity. I would say world peace.
And talk to us about your experience of being in the series.
I really enjoyed it. I worked with Venkatesh Garu in Telugu, and years later I got this opportunity to work with him. I must share something very interesting about him. Apart from him being an actor, I know how difficult it was for him to speak a few words. and it was an extraordinary experience for me chatting with him before and after, and I got to meet Rana for the very first time, and I really want to thank my dear producer for having been somebody who's been impeccable in making sure that this show has been, you've been our person, because we know you through him, because the way he took care of us. And I must thank this extraordinary duos who made sure that they were pushing all of us, including playing some interesting music. But we will leave it at that for now. Thank you so much.
We must simply find out what's on that playlist and why it was created in the first place. I will make it my life's mission, guys, and spill the scoop, yeah. But what about the creators? Whose side are you on?
Well, as the creator, I think they need to be on my side, because you never know. It's in my head, guys. So they better be nice to me.
I am on my side. Team A.
That side. Can I answer first of all?
Yeah.
That side.
That was a good one. And finally, Monica. Whose side are you on? The ultimate question.
I think I'm always on the audience's side. I'm very, very clear. Netflix is on the audience's side. But I do want to say something. That if I have to trust someone with my life, it's going to be Rana. But if I really want to live in a fun way, this is the guy. Hands down.
Brilliant, brilliant. I've asked all the questions that I have, but if it's time to turn to all of you, we've got some press members, some fans who have questions that they'd like to pose to the team. So we have mics. If you could just take them and post your questions into the mic, give us your name and the publication that you're a part of, the company that you're a part of, yes.
Yeah, hi, my name is Nadeem from the Envoy Web, and my question is to Ashish sir. Lately you've been taking on a lot of grey roles, and Surya is another one of those grey roles. So what is it that is drawing you to these roles?
Let me be very honest, 90% of my 240 films have been grey. So yes, lately over the last 30 years I have been doing a few grey ones. I think I've just matched my color of hair this time, at least off screen. Having said so, the roles have actually, rather than becoming white and black, they are now actually grey. So I really enjoyed it's not just black, it's grey, and it's comical. So I really have to thank the writers, how they have allowed me to perform that way. So I really enjoyed it. Thank you for the question.
100%. 100%. Monica wants me to definitely get you to say one dialogue at least in that Hyderabadi Hindi.
Then I'll lead somebody. Is my voice here? Sukuna se bola sahab?
Fabulous, fabulous.
अरे नहीं दे सकता मेरे को जाने का अचानक
Monica?
ठीक है नहीं
Towards your, I'm sitting straight to you. Yeah. Hi Monica, this is Aditi from News 18. I absolutely love the trailer of Rana Naidu. It's intriguing. It has all the elements for a masala entertainer, as you said. I wanted to know, of late there have been a massive amount of stories coming from South India. What can people expect from Rana Naidu, and what's in store for content next for Netflix?
I think where South stories are concerned, I mean, stories are just stories, and it's so wonderful to see that within India, stories are traveling in different languages, just like we have stories traveling from the world to India and Indian stories going out. I think it's so lovely to see Telugu stories working for Hindi audiences, Tamil stories, and Hindi stories also beginning to work in South. So I think that's something wonderful. And when we were casting for the show, I think the one thing that we were really, all of us between Sundar, Karan, Supar and me and the whole team, what we were excited about is that this gave us a phenomenal crossover opportunity. You know, the very first, and it is the very first pan-India show that any streaming service is doing, and to actually manage to get a coup with Venki and Rana as uncle and nephew to actually come and do this was something which was an epic sort of casting. In terms of shows, if I have to say, I mean, we've had a terrific last year with all the titles that we did, Khaki, Darlings, Monica, Oh My Darling, and so many, titles that we've had, Jamtara, Mismatched. But even the way we've started the year, I should say that we've had an absolutely phenomenal show in, a story in Trial by Fire, which has resonated with so many people and has brought some sense of justice to the victims' families. Then we had Mission Majnu, which did so well. It was a blockbuster hit on Netflix. We've had Class, which is a YA drama. We are so excited about Rana Naidu. We had The Romantics rollout yesterday, which is a nostalgic, journey for all Bollywood cinema fans. And we have so many coming, I mean, the whole year is full of Guns and Gulabs, Scoop, Archie's, Chakta Express. So we are very excited for the year. But this is a Rana Naidu evening, and I am so rooting for this show. I'm just waiting for it to come on the service and binge it again.
Hi, this is Ravi Jain from ABP News Channel. My question is to Venkatesh sir and Rana sir. Both of you have worked in Hindi films before, and both are working for the first time in a web series. I would like to know सबसे ज्यादा चैलेंजिंग पार्ट आप दोनों के लिए क्या था जब आप इस सीरीज में काम कर रहे थे? हर कैरेक्टर का एक अलग कैरेक्टरिस्टिक होता है और हर कैरेक्टर जो होता है उसे डिफरेंटली निभाना पड़ता है, अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज होता है. So what was the most difficult part for both of you when you were working on this series?
Well, first the fact that somebody I love the most in my life I have to hate in this show, and that's my uncle. It was very hard to use foul language because it was stressing him, it was stressing me too. It was fine as long as we were using it in Hindi. The minute it sounded in Telugu, it was just too much. But so yeah, those were the difficult parts. But I think in terms of the way the characters were written and the detail that Karan and Supan brought us in right from the readings, I think we were pretty much on cue, being able to do what we did. And unlike films, these are much longer where you are engaged with the character for a longer period of time. So it was a far more fulfilling experience for me to work with my uncle here this time than it would be ever in a film.
Venkatesh sir, would you like to?
क्या बोलना? Trailer देखा सब, right? And if you go flashback 30 years back, I mean, last time all of you seen me in a Hindi film or something, I mean, फूलों सा चेहरा से मुस्कान है, रंग तेरा देख के, रूप तेरा देख के. I mean, it's been 30 long years, and then there's another film, Himacream, right? I mean, after that, I'm coming and doing this. I mean, this is some kind of a jump for me. I mean, it was really crazy, it was wild, and I'm so glad I got into this wonderful series. And Sundar, I didn't thank you. I mean, thank you so much for getting this, and Monica. So it's been a huge challenge for me, and the image or whatever I'm supposed to be having over the years, a family hero and a soft-spoken guy. I mean, I've done soft roles, a lot of comedy films, but this has been something amazing. I got to do something really different, and like I said earlier, with the support of all the super cast, talented actors and my directors. So yeah.
Venkatesh sir, one more question, small question. How difficult it was to mouth Hindi dialogues? Like, was it very difficult for you?
Yeah, it was very difficult, but Karan said, no, don't worry, we'll find a way, and I really worked hard on it, but I think the final output has been fantastic, and I got to speak some real crazy lines and some hard-hitting dialogues. So there are lots more. You guys come and watch the series on March 10th, right?
Well, if I could add also, it's a character that's coming from the South. So it's very authentic the way he adapts in Bombay, his character. So I think that adds a lot to it, that authenticity. It's beautiful.
Hello, hi. This time, yeah. Hi, this is Akash Bhattacharya from Bollywood Bubble. Rana, I have two questions. First, it's for Rana. A little maybe extension of the previous question as well. Firstly, we see in the trailer there's a lot of aggression and a little bit of violence as well between you and Venkatesh sir. So the first day you shot with him, where you had to show that aggression, was it a little intimidating because he's not just family on screen, he's family real life? And how easy or difficult did he make it for you to kind of bring that up?
Well, obviously, he made it extremely easy for me to get into anything that we did. But I think the first day, was it you? No, yeah, Supan. I was shooting with you. And Supan has a view, which one? I can't remember. Now, there's a way both these directors have us set in a certain mood. They make sure that the set vibes are similar to what we're reflecting on the scene. So I think that kind of takes away most things. But the worry started after I finished the takes. It's what the rest of the people are going to think once I say this to my uncle. And the worry started getting worse when I started dubbing it in Telugu.
Thank you. Secondly, Surveen, I wanted to ask you this. I think your association with Netflix has been such amazing that I think when a biopic is made on your life, a part of it will be with your association with Netflix. Yeah. I hope you are. And especially Netflix originals, not just Netflix. So you have been given 3 amazing characters, Jojo, Shruti, and now Naina. So if you have to tell one thing that makes it memorable for you, each of the character, what would it be, and which one has been the most special for you to play?
I hope you realize what you're asking me. This is, I think what makes it special is that all 3 are on Netflix. So I root for Netflix and always will. Netflix and chill!
मैंने हिंदी में बोला था.
My question to Venkatesh sir. Hi. From Hyderabad NTV.
Yes.
So this is your first debut in OTT platforms, right? So is there any special preparation you did for this particular Rana Naidu? And आखिर में जो डायलॉग है ना, वो आपका है या डायरेक्टर का है?
So बोलने में बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है ना वो डायलॉग. क्या बात है. अरे कुछ नहीं, take it light here. It's just the character. Naga is like that. I mean, this guy is crazy. I mean, that's the way he feels. That's the way he's going to talk. So that's the way you're going to enjoy this character. But to be honest, well, the preparation, since it was a very different character, I took it up as a challenge, and I'm telling you the same thing again and again. The team was more confident, and they showed me the way, and I was there always listening to my directors, and I think the best came out, with the help of all these great actors.
So after releasing the trailer, are you going to change the title as Naga Naidu, or still it is Rana Naidu?
So, to be honest, let me put a straight face and say, I think Naga Naidu is better. No.
Where's Rapura?
No. Rana Naidu. I mean, he's the real fixer. I mean, the show is about him, and that's the right title.
Yeah. My name is Prasad. I am from Andhra Jyoti Group of Publications, Hyderabad.
నమస్కారం. నమస్కారం. బాగున్నారా? అక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చారా? చాలా సంతోషం.
So my first question is to Rana.
Murthy garu.
First time you are experimenting with the OTT platform. what are your experiences? Tell us some of your experiences. How difficult it is? Is it difficult?
So first, like most of my life has been an experimental life, everything that I do. Me gadwa dili. But in this, I think my brain was a 3-hour brain that I could understand stories only for 3 hours long. And the minute I got into a series, it was completely a different understanding of how you need to, your approach with characters or the way you need to be. What was extremely difficult, it's usually each film, each character, there's one director that comes and talks to you. Now you have 2 directors who are extremely opposite to one another.
Yeah, you bet they are opposite.
అంటే మీకు ఎంత డిఫరెన్స్ అంటే పూరి జగన్నాథ్ రాజమౌళికి ఉన్నంత డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. So every day going and taking instructions from one of these 2 was, I think, the first set of the most challenging thing. But after that, things were smooth and fun.
My next question is to Venkatesh garu. Chappan. I heard your Hindi dubbing is very well. You did very well and it.
Thank you.
So
It took a long time.
ఎంత కాలం పట్టింది మీకు?
కాలం ఎంత కాలం. Yeah, I mean, I think 25 to 30 days of but I really enjoyed it. And actually, in the beginning, I refused to dub for it, but the team was very keen that I should dub. They convinced me, and I'm really glad they did that, and I really enjoyed doing it. Thank you. A little louder, please.
My question is to Karan and Supal. So, first of all, good evening, everyone. So, it's an adaptation of Ray Donovan's work. So, what are the challenges, or were there any challenges to adapt to the Indian Telugu and Mobile scenarios?
So it was pretty straightforward actually, because when I saw the show for the first time, I just felt it was completely misplaced in LA where it is set, and it lends itself so much better to the Indian milieu and the complexities that come with the Indian family dynamic, where you're constantly supposed to respect, everyone around you, but beneath that veneer is a completely different, all the angst that everyone has against each other that never really comes out, which doesn't happen in the West, right? So just that little tweak itself was, so much more interesting to explore in the writing of while we're adapting it. And secondly, again, LA, it's also a show about extremes and the situations that Rana Naidu gets into. They're very it goes from the upper echelons of power to the slums of Bombay, and that kind of extremities you will not find in LA in the way you can find in India and between Hyderabad and Bombay. So that's pretty much it. Just is it was begging to be sort of owned by us in a way.
Thank you. I think we're a little short on time, so that will be our last question, if that's okay.
I just want to add to that, please.
अभी मांग लो ना लोग, मेरे नाम बोलो.
This is Murthy from Hyderabad, greater.com.
Yes, sir, before you ask your question, this will be our last question for this session.
Actually, we have a different image in our Telugu films. You have different mannerisms, and your fans like that different mannerisms. But now you are doing a serious role. What about your fans and what about this one?
Is main answer చేస్తాను.
Good.
So this is especially for all the Telugu audiences and fans of Victory Venkatesh. The Venkatesh film is usually watched by the entire family, but this film, I think,